My name is Carter Johnson, and I am an ultra distance kayaker. In 2002, I bought a sea kayak and I Geo Metro, and I drove it up to Alaska and did some pretty cool adventures up there, and I was kind of hooked. At the time, I didn't even realize it was a sport. I kind of, like most people in this country, think of kayaking and bird watching, and they don't realize it can be a real high adrenaline, big wave, long distance adventure sport. So once I found this side of it, I was absolutely hooked. So in the paddle sports, most of the ultra distance stuff is on rivers. So there's some very, very famous races like the Yukon River Quest up in the Yukon. That's 460 miles, and it follows the original Gold Rush Trail. And you end up in a little city of Dawson, which is, man, it's a pretty cool place. You got Texas Water Safari. It's down a creek in Texas. It's billed as the world's toughest paddle race, and it might actually be, having done many of them. So a lot of them on rivers. Avon Descent in Australia is a pretty cool one. It goes down a couple hundred miles of one of the only rivers in Australia. And then you have some obscure ones, such as the Everglades Challenge, which is bring your kayak, you take off from St. Petersburg. It's kind of open ocean, open water, all the way to Key Largo. So it's there's really no set venue, so to speak. It's just race directors make a course that sounds interesting, and then you show up with what you believe is the right tool, and you give it. So the sea kayaks, they're very comfortable, and you can haul a lot of gear, go long distances in them, and see some cool places. But once you start getting competitive, you're just going to limit out quick. Like the next category of boats are racing boats. Very popular ones are called surf skis, and they're designed for big wave, open ocean surfing. But they also prove to be very popular for long distance racing. You can get in and out of them quite quickly, and they're extremely efficient and fast as well. A lot of people do these in just your good old Grumman canoes, just because at some distance the ergonomics is going to supersede any speed gains. It's just how it is. It's if you can survive, you're gonna win. Then there's the Olympic sprint boats, and some people have used these very well in long distance races. Like actually going on as we speak is a race called the Devizes to Westminster in England. And they take these boats designed for going 200 meters on perfectly flat water with guys look like gorillas, and they spend more time in the gym. They take these boats and they race them literally across England on canals. It's like 130, 140 miles with 72 portages. So you run a full marathon, and you take an Olympic sprint boat across England. And so there's really no end to the creativity you can use, and there's certainly a lot of options. But what makes it nice is you take guys with Olympic backgrounds, and they can do this. You take people that are weekend warriors, put them in a sea kayak, they can do it. You take the ocean hot dogs, they can do it. There's just opportunity for all to find an adventure. So the paddling is very incorrectly usually thought of as an arm sport, and it turns out all the arms do is hold your paddle. The most of your force comes from your stomach. So the concept that's very lost is you hold the paddle straight, and then you turn your body. And it's that rotation across these huge muscle groups gives you a lot of force, and they don't get tired. Like even as a gymnast, we could do maybe 30, 40, 50 pull-ups, and that's kind of it. You can't do that kind of arm muscle all day long. So in the paddle sports, you try to eliminate the use of the arms and transfer all of the transmission into your core. Pretty minimal, gotta be honest. Like when I start for a race, I'll have a life jacket on the boat or on my body. You got your paddle, and then maybe have a little fanny packs work quite well for carrying like 8 hours of food in there, and you can swap them out quite quick. Water in your boat, it's a minimalistic sport, it really is. Got your paddle, you don't need big setup, you don't need big gear. But yeah, in this country, it's a very rogue sport. You can't do it for the guts and glory, because no one will know who you are, and no one's probably going to care who you are. So it has to be something you love. So I wish there was a way to somehow change the mindset in the United States, like to get it out there, to let the people know that kayaking can be like an absolute adrenaline junkie, holding on, blood and guts venue. So it's whatever we can do to get that word out there, that there's just massive opportunity for a just great sport, keep us super fit, great community, and have some adventures in the meantime.